I am glad to participate in this event, and the event is about sustainability of the environment, innovation. I've often told people that my heart bleeds when I see Africans drowning in the Mediterranean, running away from resource-rich Africa to these exhausted places of Europe, resource-exhausted places in Europe, to go into slavery. The other time they were taking slaves from here in chains. People would go crying, struggling against enslavement. Now, people pay for going to be slaves. Why? Because our generation and yesterday's generation have let down our people by not turning the abundant resources of the continent into solace and comfort for our people. That's why our people, unfortunately, are running away from the continent. Because we who are in charge and who've been in charge for a significant epoch in time have failed to turn the abundance of African resources into solace and comfort for our people. The other day I told you that I don't think it is glorious for Karamoja to be dry, for our people in Karamoja to be running around searching for water 60 years after independence. Huu wakati wote tumekuwa wapi? Yes, we suffered colonialism, but the colonials have been gone for 60 years. 60 years after independence, we are still talking about providing water to Karamoja. This is a result of false start, misplaced priorities. Misplaced priorities, not putting our, you say put your, where your mouth is. What's the saying? Put your money where your mouth is. Right. The problem is not falling down. The danger is when you fall and you don't get up. If we made mistakes and we not set our priorities right, now that we've seen the light, we should move towards the correct direction. And Bwana Governor, I want to thank you for that eloquent speech you made. I don't want to start talking my things which are not very well researched and then spoil your speech. You listened to the governor's speech. The governor's speech was like he was reading what was in my head. So, except that he put it better than I possibly could. So, ladies and gentlemen, wake up. Wake up. History will be harsh on us. History will judge us. History will not absolve us if we don't look after our environment and then lead by example and be able to tell everybody else, let's correct the environment. Let's put back what God gave us for free. This rain you get for free. You know, the other day I was telling people, I think I was in Mbari.
Do you know
why? Because when a poor man wakes up in the morning, first thing they do is curse God. God, oh God, why did you make me poor? Why is everybody else better than me? God gave you a head and brain for free. He gave you hands for free. He gave you legs for free. He gave you energy for free. He gave you land for free. He gives you rain for free. Then you curse God for not giving you money. God gave you the attributes of making money. That's why he has not come here to set up a business. So he can't give you money because he doesn't make money. But he has given you assets for making money. So stop blaming God for your poverty. You are poor because, well, unless the circumstances are such that, you are physically incapable or you are living in desert. But in Uganda here, you are poor because there is no money, but because the poverty it's not in the pocket, it's So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who participated in the competition and the exercise, I want to express my humble but sincere thank you. And the organizers, I want to say in Luganda, tusima bwongerwa. Now, wanakankwasa. For those of you who allowed people to invade our swamps and what, I'm giving blanket amnesty. But from now on, anybody going into the wetlands and damaging nature, we shall deal with, and those allowing them to do so, we shall deal with. Because when you make your application to work for the environment departments, don't you say I'm going to preserve the environment? So why do you tell us lies? We hire you so that you protect the environment. Now, when you fail to protect the environment, why should we keep you? I'm going after those who are damaging the environment and those who allow them to damage the environment. Amnesty ends today. So when I can tell everybody that I'm not going to punish you for yesterday's sins because I wasn't there, but the sins you commit under my watch, we shall see. Because I don't want history to say he came, he saw, he was negligent. I want to be judged fairly and squarely by history. For a contribution I have consciously made towards improving the quality of life of our people in Uganda and the African peoples. I have always told people I'm not a Ugandan, I'm an African. I'm an African from the East African region of Africa and the African district of Uganda. I see people say, oh, me I'm Mujisu, me I'm Muchiga. So what? Mujisu, they were just other than eating Malay and dancing here. What can they do on their own? They were Chiga other than climbing the hills of Kigezi and degrading the hills. The hills have been exhausted. They have dug the hills till the soil, and the hills are now exhausted. And the Wachiga are now coming down from the hills and claiming the swamps. Kangwasa tells those Wachiga to get out of our swamps. Those swamps were put there for a purpose, not for the Wachiga to damage. As far as the Wajisu, they have learned their lesson. You tampered with Mount Elgon, and you saw the consequences. Now, once bitten, twice shy. Let's all put effort to ensure that we restore the environment, we restore and preserve the environment, both flora and fauna. I thank you very much.
Honorable Minister, before you leave, so that I don't have to bring you back, Honorable Minister, can we appeal the Honorable Minister once more? I want to invite the ED and the board to come. We'll have a photo here.